everyone, my name is Lexi. I'm a naturalist that works for Baltimore Woods Nature Center in Marsalis, New York. This week's animal of the week is the honeybee. Now it's going to be a little bit different because we're actually going to read a book that is going to lead us through the life of a honeybee, and it's called Are You a Bee? By Judy Allen and Tudor Humphreys. Let's get started. Are you a bee? Perhaps you are a honeybee. If so, your mother is a queen. She looks like this, and she lays eggs. Your life began inside one of her eggs. When you hatch, you are not a pretty sight. You are a larva. Your older sisters bring food. Eat it and grow. Grow until you fill your cell. One of your older sisters puts a wax ceiling on your cell. Inside your closed cell, you change a lot. When you are ready, chew a hole in the ceiling and climb out. Now you look like a bee. You have a hairy body with stripes, 6 legs, and 4 wings. You have 2 feelers on your head. You have a stinger. You are not alone. You have a few hundred brothers and thousands of sisters. You live in a nest built by your older sisters. Your nest might be in a hollow tree. It might hang down from a tree branch. Most likely it will be inside a hive. Your brothers are drones. They don't do much. You and your sisters are workers. You do everything. You clean the nest, feed the larvae, take care of the queen, and build new cells. You fan the nest with your wings to cool it in the summer. You guard the nest to keep out strange bees. Busy, busy, busy. Leave the nest to fetch food from flowers. How will you know where to look? Your sisters will make up a dance to tell you. Watch the dance carefully. Don't worry, you'll understand it. You're a bee. So this dance is actually called the waggle dance. And bees use it to communicate. The duration of the waggle, how long they're wiggling around for, tells the bees how far away the flowers are. And the direction of the waggle dance tells the direction of where the flowers are. There is a sweet liquid in flowers. It's called nectar, and it's hidden deep inside. This is not a problem. You have a long tongue. You can reach it. You also have a special stomach to carry it in. You'll get pollen dust all over you. Scrape it off with your front legs and put it in the pollen baskets on your back legs. Bees and flowers have a very special relationship because flowers actually can't grow fruits unless they get pollinated by a bee. So a bee has to come in and visit the flower. It gets pollen all over its body, and then when it flies to the next flower, some of that pollen falls off of its body and pollinates the flower, and then the flower can grow a fruit. When you get home, your sisters will help you put the nectar and the pollen into storage cells. Mix some of the nectar with pollen to make bee bread. Leave the rest of the nectar to turn into honey. Bee bread is good to eat. So is honey. If you find a new patch of flowers, be sure to tell your sisters. How? Dance, of course. More eggs hatch, more larvae turn into bees. The nest gets very crowded. What will happen next? The old queen, your mother, leaves. She takes you and a lot of your sisters with her. Deep in the nest, a royal larva is hatching. She is in a different kind of cell, and she is fed rich food called royal jelly. When she becomes a bee, she is a young queen. I'll tell you a secret. Royal jelly looks like white snot, but it has lots of nutrients in it, and that's what helps make the queen bee different from the other female bees. She flies away and mates with drones from another nest so that she can lay eggs. When she flies home again, she will be the new queen. Fly with your sisters, follow the old queen, stay together. You are part of a swarm. When the queen stops, swarm around her. Now you must build a new nest, but where? Maybe the queen will send scout bees to find a good place. Or maybe a beekeeper will find you and take you all to an empty hive. So this right here is the hive. And bees like being in hives because it is a lot easier for them. They don't have to build a whole entire beehive. Part of it is already constructed. They just have to make the cells that they put the honey in. Why is the beekeeper dressed like this? In case you get flustered and try to sting. So honeybees can only sting one time and then they die. So they really try not to sting. So if you respect the bee, they will respect you. However, if your mother looks a little like this, or this, or this, you are not a bee. You are a human child. You do not have a hairy body with stripes on it. You do not have a long tongue. You do not have a stinger. It is very unlikely that you have hundreds of brothers and thousands of sisters. But you can do a lot of things that a bee can't do. You can still eat bread and honey, but you'll never have to fetch your food from flowers. Best of all, you don't have to be busy, busy, busy all day long. The end. I love that bees communicate through dance. Have you ever tried to communicate through dance? Make a game out of it. Come up with a couple of dance moves that would help tell someone the direction and the distance of an object. Then, you're going to take an object, hide it while the other people or person closes their eyes, and then you'll come back and do a couple of dance moves and see if they can figure out where the object is hidden. For example, if I spin around 2 times, that would mean that the object is hidden 20 steps away. If I wiggle my left arm, that would mean that the object is hidden to the left. You can come up with any dance moves you want. Just make sure that everyone knows what each of the dance moves mean. Alright, thank you everyone so much for joining me for this week's Animal of the Week. I hope you enjoyed learning about honeybees from the book Are You a Bee? By Judy Allen and Tudor Humphreys. Send us pictures or videos of your waggle dance through social media or email us at connect@baltimorewoods.org. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.